Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. I've got a really great idea. I'm going to tell people that we, as a nation, are drinking far too much. I'm going to encourage them to drink less. I am going to put the price of alcohol up to help encourage them to drink less. I'm also going to lower the age at which you can buy a drink from 18 to 16. And I'm doing this because I'm really, really stupid, or because I'm Nicola Sturgeon. Which do you think it is? Let's have a look at this article. Ah yes, I'm not stupid. It's because I'm Nicola Sturgeon. Nicola Sturgeon sparks backlash after appearing to advocate the lowering of the legal drinking age from 18 to 16 as she continues to defend the controversial gender reform law. And after all, she's saying that it's acceptable to treat 16-year-olds as adults, because after all, being an adult is the sort of thing that you can do when you decide that you no longer want to be a boy and you want to be a girl. So we're going to give you the opportunity to do that, because you should be treated as an adult for that. And yet they have this thing where you're not treated as an adult because you can't drive a car, you can't buy a beer. And the United Nations actually has, and of which Scotland, by dint of being part of the United Kingdom, has signed up to this, that the international agreed age of being an adult is deemed to be 18 years of age. So Nicola Sturgeon is advocating here to sell and permit to be sold alcohol to children. But then this is all part of that get them young, get them drunk, and then you can do anything you like to them. Because as I say, we all know what the P stands for in the SNP. But we'll look at this. In an interview with Laura Kuenssberg, Sturgeon was questioned about the bill. She later clarified it was bad phrasing on my part and did not favour a change. But that didn't come out like that because she is a very, very stupid woman. Nicola Sturgeon has sparked this backlash after appearing to question the legal drinking age in Scotland as she continued to try to defend the controversial gender reform law that will encourage grown men to have access to children. And in an interview for Sunday with Laura Kuenssberg, who herself is an awful person, the First Minister was questioned about the Gender Recognition Reform Scotland Bill, which lowers the minimum age that Scots can legally access change their gender from 18 to 16, although it is that push to sexualise the very young. The BBC journalist asked why 16-year-olds could not buy a pint in a pub or drive a car, but would be old enough to make such a profound and life-changing decision, leading to sterility. You're selling a 16-year-old, they can make a decision that would cause them to be sterile at that age, and saying that that is a perfectly sensible age for that to be allowed, but not for driving a car. This woman is so evil, so wrong in everything she does, and is just set out to just see the world burn, effectively. Sturgeon responded, I used to, when I was growing up, and probably 16, used to take the view that there should be a single age of consent. There is one. Let's make it 18 and then be done. And I think that over time, I think it is right to look at why can't a 16-year-old drink alcohol in a pub. You need to look at the particular circumstances, the physical issues around some of these things, she added. Sturgeon later clarified in a tweet that it was bad phrasing on her part. It wasn't bad phrasing on her part. She actually said the words, I think over time it is right to look at why a 16-year-old cannot drink alcohol in a pub. There's nothing wrong phrased about that. She hasn't phrased that badly. That's the truth has come out. She's actually been caught telling the truth because, again, she wants to push the, should we say, premature adultification, the premature maturity of young people. She wants them to become more mature at a younger age, so they're more pliant, more able to be controlled, to allow the older members in her party access to children. And there's nothing like having a bit of fun by pouring a bit of alcohol down them first. Hey, Nicola, you know what I mean. And let's face it, to be fair, there isn't enough alcohol in the world Literally, I could not drink enough alcohol in the world at any age that I would be so drunk as to want to spend any time in her company. They called her the seaweed at work, at school, because not even the sea would take her out. But she's talking about this all the time, pushing for the younger and younger people to have younger and younger things done to them. And she used the words, and it's none of this. She's trying desperately to walk it back, but she used this term. She knew what she said, and she meant it. I'm not going to go, because the rest of this article is all about the Gender Reform Act. I've done enough videos on those. I'll probably do more as more things come up. But this stupid, evil woman actually said the words, and now trying to walk it back. But she knows that she's slowly being found out as to her intent. And her intent, of course, is to open up children for the pleasure of the older members of the SNP. She is, and you can insert whatever word you like there. I'm going to finish now and come up and round off. The trouble with Nicola Sturgeon is she is incredibly stupid. She keeps trying to be virtuous. Oh, look at me. I'm going to do this and I'm going to save you because I am the Messiah. I am the Messiah of Scotland and everything shall be brilliant. And that would be fine in its own way if she wasn't so incompetent. Everything she touches turns to shit. The education system, the economy, you name it, the SNP get their hand on it and it just withers and dies. And then she comes up with it, oh, I'm going to save the people of Scotland from this terrible burden of alcohol. And then talks about reducing the age of drinking consent. Because she has to push her agenda. And ultimately, the agenda for Nicola is two things. Create difference at every opportunity so that you can get your independence from England. It won't ever be an independent Scotland, because as soon as she gets an independent Scotland, she'll hand complete control over to the EU. She just wants away from England. Presumably, I think when she was young, she had an affair with an Englishman and it ended badly. Presumably, it's because his eyesight suddenly was restored. That's one thing. And the other thing she has, of course, is this obsession with children and with reducing the age of consent for everything piecemeal. One little bit here, a little bit there. We'll reduce the drinking age. We'll reduce this age. We'll reduce the age of consent for everything. Because that's what they're doing. They're all a bunch of nonsense. Anyway, I shall stop now. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring the bell for notification of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, keep your kids well away from the booze, and goodbye.